Hi there everybody, Natasha Wilkinson here, your independent sensei consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. So, we're about to start the first of quite a few videos that I'm about to share with you with the new Autumn-Winter 2023 Sensei Catalogue. This first video, I am going to be focusing on the 10 new fragrances that will be coming into our Autumn Winter 2023 catalogue. So this is exciting here. One of the consultant perks I get for being a consultant is access to certain collections and certain scents the month prior to they get released. So I was able to purchase the new scents kit, which contains all 10 bars of the 10 new fragrances that will be hitting our autumn winter catalogue in 2023, starting from the 1st of March. So all of these fragrances will be available to purchase to the general public from the 1st of March for 6 months until we basically transition over into the spring summer catalogue come September, I think is when the next transition is over. So from March till September, you will be basically able to grab all 10 of these new exciting fragrances. I will say you are going to see a couple of bars that are a little bit bent and mangled here. Some of them got a little bit melty, some of them got a little bit banged up, I guess, in transit. But after I do our first sniff sessions, I'll be making samples with these bars anyway, so I'm not exactly too worried about that. So let's delve into it, shall we, and talk about some new scents that will be arriving very, very soon. So the first one I'm going to talk about, we actually got a sneak peek in December's whiff box. So anyone that purchased a whiff box in December actually was able to smell and warm and try this bar. I have warmed this bar and I have made samples which will be going out with these catalogues to all my people that are in my Happy Mail program. And that is banana, leaf and bamboo. So this first one I will be able to also give you a warming review as well as my first cold sniffs review, which you would have already seen when we opened the whiff box. So banana, leaf and bamboo has been placed into our fresh category, and it is described as juicy white peach and banana leaf, envelope, aged bamboo and sheer mahogany. Now, just as you can see, some of the red bars even melted through to some of the others. But when I first got this bar in the whiff box, I thought I wasn't going to like this bar, to be honest with you. The word bamboo really scared me. A lot of bamboo scents I find can trigger my sinus headaches. The ones that I have smelled anyway, violet leaf and bamboo and sunburst bamboo, I could not do. They were way too green and they triggered sinus headaches. So this is a green scent, but I was very pleasantly surprised by this one, even on warming. That banana leaf almost adds a creaminess to this and really smooths that green note out. So what you're getting is something fresh and clean, but creamy and sweet at the same time. And I actually really enjoyed this when I warmed this in my laundry area. It made the laundry smell clean, fresh, vibrant, but creamy and slightly sweet at the same time. So this is one, when it's warming, has layers, so that you just don't expect, and it is quite enjoyable. So that is banana leaf and bamboo. The next one is also in the Eat Fresh category, and it is described, or it is named Lake My Day. As you can see, it is this gorgeous blue coloured wax, and it is described as refreshing lake waves lap peacefully over crisp bergamot and fresh oak mosses. So this to me sounds like it's going to be one for aquatic lovers. Sounds like it's going to be aquatic. Bergamot is a citrus, but to me, when I smell bergamot, it comes across perfumey. I get a perfumey note from bergamot, so it sounds like it's going to be a perfumey aquatic note. The question is it going to be too salty sea air for me? So salty sea air notes I can't do, I do not like. Okay, so no, it's not salty, which is good. Definitely perfumey. It's also bordering on a little bit masculine-y and cologne-y, but it's not full-on spritz in your face cologne. It's like a fresh body wash aquatic cologne, not the really sharp full-on masculine. So you can still smell that aquatic vibe, but that bergamot's giving it a very masculine cologne edge. Can't say I hate this one. Can't say it's my favourite either. We all know I don't really steer towards cologne scents. I don't hate them, but they're just not my thing. And I think the reason they're not my thing, although my husband smells good when he sprays it and does all his cologne, and I don't hate the way he smells. In fact, I quite enjoy the way he smells. But when he hates to think he smells. So when he's putting on his cologne, he sprays quite a fair bit. He sprays a heap of deodorant. He does his roll-on. He does his cologne. And he's always doing it in our bedroom area in this small confined space. And if I'm in there with him, it gets a little overpowering with how much he's spraying at the time. And I think that's kind of what turns me off cologne scents. When they're in a large area, they work really well. Once it's on him, it works really well. But while he's spraying, it's just so much in my face that it kind of just chokes me out a bit. And I think that's kind of what the impression I get when I smell cologne scents on a whole. This is also it's coming across a little bit, I think, there's like an earthy note with this. So that's probably the oak moss shining through. So it's like an aquatic cologne with a little bit of a earthy note in Lake My Day. So the next one is in our fruity category, and it is Mango Matcha. So it is this very bright yellow wax, and it is a mix of mango nectar, matcha sorbet, topped with a slice of salted cucumber and a dash of pure sugar cane. So it sounds like it's going to be a green fruity scent, just reaching that with the cucumber in it. Sounds like it's going to have a little bit of a sharp note being salted, but it sounds like then you've got the matcha, to me smells quite green, which is why I'm thinking green. And depending on what way they go with the mango, are they going with a ripe mango, or are they going to go with a underripened mango, which is going to add to that green note? But then the sugar cane sounds like it's going to give it this very amp of sweetness. So be interesting to see. Am I going to smell more green? Am I going to smell more sugary fruitiness? Okay. So this to me smells like a mango smoothie. So I am smelling mango from the tree, but it's not just the fruit. There's like a milky creaminess with this, and I'm guessing that's the sugar cane because it's amping up that sweetness, but it smells like you've pureed the mango right before you're going to put it into an ice cream mix or a smoothie mix. So that's what I'm actually getting from this. Fresh mangoes, but pureed up, added with some type of creamy note, ready to put in a smoothie or a ice cream. I could see this going really well with a bakery scent to give more of that creamy, milkshakey type vibe that I'm kind of getting from Mango Matcha. I actually quite like this one. And this is probably the more authentic mango I've smelled as opposed to other scents like Go-Go Mango, because it has a little bit of a floral note to it. This is definitely more in your face fruity mango, but it is really, really nice. So the next one we're going to talk about, heading back into our fresh category. So that makes 3 new fresh scents in our catalogue. So we've got 1 fruity, 3 fresh so far, is Mountain Sunset, and it is this lovely violet scent, and it is Take in the View over Wild Bluebell, Warm Woods as Coconut and Golden Amber fill in the air. So this sounds like it's going to be similar vibes to, I'm guessing, Coastal Sunset, maybe a little bit more floral as opposed to just coconut and sandalwood. So it sounds like it's going to be a lovely summer bedroom scent. Now I will say a lot of what we're getting here, yes, we are going into our autumn winter catalogue here in Region 3, but most of these scents are very summery scents to me. I'm a very seasonal melter, and I do find we get in our autumn winter catalogue a lot of summer scents that I feel should be held off till our spring summer catalogue, and that we should be given a little bit more of an autumn winter vibe. But that's the way Scentsy do it. We tend to get the same scents as the other regions, which are going into their spring summer. So for me, all these 10 new scents to me really scream spring summer. But so I will warm them basically now. March, from mid-April onwards, I'm usually going into all of my Scentsy Club scents, because they're where I hoard my winter scents, because I do find out autumn winter catalogue tends to be littered with a lot of spring summer scents. So let's smell Mountain Sunset. Take in the View over Wild Bluebell, Warm Woods, Coconut, Golden Amber. So I feel like this is going to have a little bit of a floral edge to something similar to Coastal Sunset, as I said. So yes, this is very body care. The first thing I can smell is that perfumey note from the amber. I absolutely love amber scents. It actually reminds me a little bit more of kukui and coconut than it does Coastal Sunset. It's kind of got that almost same perfumey vibe, very body care, sweet creaminess of the coconut. So if I were to grab a bar of kukui and coconut, because I've still got a couple left over. So kukui and coconut is a little bit more earthy. This is a lot more sweeter. Very similar. This kukui and coconut I'm finding a little bit more deeper, a little bit more earthy, and not as creamy sweet as Mountain Sunset. So I feel like if you like kukui and coconut, you're definitely going to enjoy Mountain Sunset. So the next one has been placed into our floral category, and it is a green label with a white wax, and it is this named Peace Lily Be With You. So Peace Lily Be With You is white peace lily and green apple harmonized with watery greens and a touch of vanilla. Okay. So this is a sweet green floral. If you love your sweet green florals, you're probably going to really enjoy this. And these are the type of green notes that I do enjoy if I'm looking for a green note, because it has just enough of the sweetness from the floral to take out those sharp astringent notes that I don't typically enjoy in a green note. So this smells like it's going to be a strong performer too. So the green apple is kind of adding this crisp brightness to it, and then you've got the sweet floral with that earthy green on the back end note. So the next one is in our fruity section, so that makes our second fruity, and it is raspberry hibiscus tea. So here are my initial thoughts before I read the scent notes on this when I heard the name of this. In region 1, in their winter catalogue, they have something called winterberry apple tea. We have had it in body care products here in Australia, in Sensi soap, in hand soap, things like that. I have experienced it from Facebook, hauls I have picked up, and I really wish they would bring that here to Australia. But what I'm thinking with raspberry hibiscus tea is they've tried to take a summer twist to the winterberry apple tea. So I feel like this is going to be the summer version of winterberry apple tea, in my opinion. So it is described as a warm cup of wild raspberry and hibiscus petals sweetened with a spoonful of elderberry sugar. Okay, so normally I'm very wary of tea notes, because tea notes sometimes to me come across quite astringent, and winterberry apple tea doesn't, which is why I liked it so much. The Tea with Friends, or whatever it was called, from the Find Your Happy collection, I could not do. It was very sharp, it was very astringent. There was another tea one in our catalogue a while ago which had the same vibe, but this is quite pleasant. This is, you can smell this tea note, but it's a very sweet tea note. And I think that's what the raspberry is doing. It's giving it this sweet, sugary vibe, but it's taking down the tartness that you would normally get from a raspberry. For me, raspberry scents, they're nice and I enjoy them, but you've got to like tart fruity, because raspberry scents definitely bring the tart in the fruit. But I feel like that elderberry sugar has softened the tartness from the raspberry, allowing the raspberry to shine in this, but making it a sweeter fruity note. And then you've got the tea, and I think the combination of them has taken out, now I won't know until I warm it whether that astringent note from the tea comes, but I can definitely smell the tea, and I can smell it as raspberry, but it's not as tart as what I would normally smell a raspberry to be. And the hibiscus petals is kind of, I feel, giving a very, there's like a powdery end note. So I feel that floral's kind of giving a little bit of a powderiness to this as well. So that's quite interesting, and I feel like this is going to be one that I'm either going to fall in love with or I'm going to not like. So I feel like on cold I'm enjoying this, but I feel like this is one that will transform in the warmers, similar to your banana leaf and bamboo. So this could come with surprises, I feel like. So the next one we're going to talk about, again, going back to our floral category. So this is making our second floral one, and it is Soak and Raise. It is this very bright yellow coloured wax, and it is Feel the Sunshine as Bright Mandarin and Orange Flower Bask in the Ocean Air. So I feel like this is going to be a citrus forward floral. I'm not always the biggest fan of citrus forward florals. Okay, so yes, this is a very bright floral, but it's not as citrus as I thought it would be. I was thinking the orange flower would have a more orange smell, but I wouldn't say it's a sweet floral, and I wouldn't say it's a powdery floral like your rose, or a sweet floral like your peony petals or anything like that. There is a sweetness about it. I would call it a bright floral, so I'd call it somewhere along the same lines as the sunflower with the strawberry note in it. Sunflower, what is it? Hang on. Here Comes the Sunflowers. So I feel like if you like scents like Here Comes the Sunflowers, you'd like this. There is a little bit more of a body care-ish note about it. So it's kind of, to me, a combination, taking a sweet floral and a bright floral and mixing them together. So a little bit body care like. As I said, classified to me as a bright floral. So next one. So this is exciting. We have a bakery scent, and we all know here in Region 3, our bakery scents, or our bakery section, is generally quite small. So it's always exciting to get another bakery scent into our catalogue. So this one is called Sugar Blossom, and it is sugar dipped golden blossoms adorn a shimmering fusion of sugared citrus and vanilla. So this one, the child and the husband have just come back, so that's the noise you can hear. So this one I wouldn't necessarily, I don't know that it necessarily smelled bakery to me, but it is sweet. Again, I'm getting body care-ish type scent about it. So, golden blossoms adorn a shimmering fusion of sugared citrus and vanilla. So, it's like a floral vanilla to me. A little bit more body care. So it's kind of, to me, I feel like this is what they're trying to replace Vanilla Waves with. Vanilla Waves had more of that very ice creamy, salty sea air note. This is like they've tried to take maybe a floral take on Vanilla Waves to my nose, is what I'm guessing. It is quite light, so I'm feeling like this is going to be quite light in the warmers. So when I'm warming this, I feel like I'm going to have to start off with in a smaller room. So that was Sugar Blossom. So the next one in our fruity section is Tropic Nectar, and this is tropical fruit nectar gets even sweeter with coconut milk and golden agave. So I think this is one of the ones that caused a lot of the meltage with the other bars. Okay, so I feel like if you like a fruit punch, you are going to like this. It is a little bit, to me, citrus heavy in the fruit punch, so it smells to me like a citrus fruit punch. I feel like Scentsy do a lot of fruit punchy scents, so while I will enjoy this, it's not one that I feel I would necessarily say is club worthy or anything like that, because I feel with how many fruit punch scents Scentsy does, there's always going to be a fruit punch scent in one of our catalogues that I can reach for if I'm in the mood for a fruit punch. It is more, as I said, citrus forward in the fruit punch than other like fruit punchy scents which have been a little bit more combination of a lot of other fruits. So I feel like this is like an orange citrus take on a fruit punch. And the last one in our 10 new scents is Woodland Meadow, and it is in our fresh category again. So that makes 4 scents that are in our fresh category, 2 scents that are in our fruity category, no, 3 scents that are in our fruity category, 2 that are in our floral category, and 1 that's in our bakery category of all the 10 scents. Woodland Meadow is this green coloured wax, and it is described as woodland wildflowers flourish beneath a beautiful forest canopy of an air of bergamot and amber. So I feel like this is going to be another perfumey, bedroomy type scent or body care-ish scent when you get amber and bergamot with it. So again, masculine, cologne-y with that bergamot, but it's a softer masculine cologne-y scent with the woodland wildflowers. It's kind of bringing in this very crisp earthiness. This is quite pretty. Out of all the cologne scents, if I were to reach for a cologne scent, I could see myself reaching for this. I would even probably classify this more as a woodsy scent than a fresh scent. But I feel because it is woodsy, but it does have like this bright freshness about it, which is probably why they have put it in the fresh category. But I could see this going quite well in amongst our woodsy scents as well. So they are our 10 new scents. Let's rank them from... So what I do in this category, I like to choose my... I like to rank with the top 10 new scents from my favourite to my least favourite, and tell you what would be if I were to do a Ultimate 6-pack, because we all know with our 6-packs, they're our bundle and save. You buy 5, you get 1 free. So if I were to buy my first 6-pack, what would be my first 6-pack that I would buy just out of the 10 new scents? So I would definitely be picking up another Sugar Blossom. Even though it's quite light, I can kind of see its potential. And this is just based on cold sniffs. As you know, the only one I've warmed is Bamboo and Banana Leaf from our whiff box. But Sugar Blossom, I'd probably pick up in my 6-pack. I'd pick up a Mango Matcha from my first 6-pack. I would pick up a Mountain Sunset for my first 6-pack, so that's 3. I'd probably pick up a Raspberry Hibiscus Tea. That intrigues me, whether that astringent note from the tea is going to come through or not. So that would be 4. Maybe a Woodland Meadow would make 5. And it's be toss up between Peace Lily and Bamboo, surprisingly, Leaf to make 6. Maybe the Peace Lily because I did get the bamboo in the whiff box. So, whoops, that would be my ultimate 6-pack that I'm throwing on the floor everywhere. So, let's rank them from my favourite to my least favourite out of these 10 scents. So, I don't know, I'm feeling like Raspberry Hibiscus Tea might be my favourite out of the lot. There's just something about that that's, as I said though, that could have changed on warming. This is just based on cold sniffs. So I'd say Raspberry Hibiscus Tea would be my favourite. Mountain Sunset would be my second favourite. Sugar Blossom, possibly my third favourite. I would go Mango Nectar next, fourth. Number 5, surprisingly, Banana Leaf and Bamboo, which I thought would have been way down the bottom, but I do quite enjoy that one, surprisingly. Number 6, Peace Lily be with you. Number 7, Soaking Rays. Number 8, Woodland Meadow. Again, that one may surprise me on warming, and these could totally change my preferences on warming. Number 9, Lake My Day. And number 10, Tropic Nectar. I will say I didn't hate any of these scents. I could warm these scents and enjoy these scents. But as of now, on cold, I feel like none of these will be club worthy for me if any of them were to discontinue at the end of the catalogue season. Potentially, if I were to put any in my club, maybe Raspberry Hibiscus Tea and Mountain Sunset. Sugar Blossom, I'd have to walk. Potentially, if I were to say any were club worthy, it would be these 3. But as I said, based on cold, I don't think for me any of these are necessarily club worthy. These 3 would be probably some I would just pick up a few of to enjoy if the catalogue season were to end in 6 months' time. But as I said, opinions can change on warming, so who knows. So that was the 10 new releases to our new catalogue. I hope you enjoyed this first preview. Until the next video. So the next video I will probably start with, well, if I go through the catalogue, but they're smaller categories, so I'm probably going to start with the fresh category with the next video. That's our biggest category. So what I will do in the next video is we will go through all the fresh scents that will be returning to our new catalogue in autumn winter. So we're going to go through all the fresh scents. I will give you my ultimate 6-pack, what I would purchase, what would be the first 6-pack I would probably purchase if I were to just purchase from the 6 scents. And then what I typically do with the fresh category is I take last year's autumn winter catalogue, tell you what didn't return, what didn't make it back. I take our current spring summer catalogue, tell you what's leaving from the fresh, even though we've already done what's leaving and what's going into my club. But I still like to do that again and tell you what's leaving just from the fresh category with the new catalogue and give you my guesstimate, because we don't know anything until Scentsy tell us. So I will tell you whether I think it may return or whether I think it's going to retire for good and why I think that. So until that next video, stay safe and bye for now.